drag that foot peg for sure.
Yikes.
John what?
Oh.
John O. Okay,
Awesome.
get out of here.
Thank you, sir. That guy's gonna be so sick of me by the end of this. All right, cool. We're gonna take the Indian Scout Bobber for a ride. I figure if I'm here, I might as well take advantage of it and not be sitting around. John's Moto Garage, welcome to the channel. I just got off the FTR 1200. That was a fun bike. And now we're jumping on the Scout Bobber 20, 100 horsepower, 72 foot-pounds of torque, 6-speed transmission, electronic fuel injection. This has got the fly-by-wire throttle. Sadly, I've been in the worst position you can in a demo ride, which is at the very back. You want to get as close up front as possible. And we're off. All right, anyway, let's talk about the Scout Bobber. I've ridden the Scout Bobber once before. This one has these ape hangers, which, while I don't dig the styling of it, definitely more comfortable, that's for sure. Yeah, mini ape hangers are more comfortable. They just come right back to you. You don't really have to worry about it. And what I remember from this, super smooth. You got the fly-by-wire throttle, extremely responsive, brakes are on point. I mean, these are just like comfortable, refined machines compared to a lot of the other bikes that are out there. I don't know what's going on here with this. It's a bit of a mess. We're supposed to be staggered formation, but we're all over the place. Anyway, the nice thing about these, very lightweight. I think this would be a great entry-level bike. Tons of power, or plenty of power. Super lightweight, easy to throw around. I mean, they're very agile, sits low to the ground. So I'm 5'8", I flat foot easy on this thing, and it really is just super comfortable. I can imagine having such a blast ripping around on this thing. I want to see this guy do a wheelie back here on the FTR. Can you pop it on one wheel? Last video I rode one of these and I put, you know, Yamaha Bolt watch out, and I got so much kickback because people were like, dude, you can't compare this to the Yamaha Bolt, man, it's like apples and oranges. But they're little bobber bikes, and the Bolt is right there with the bobber bikes. But definitely this is, you know, with the engine, the liquid cooled, the larger displacement, it's a night and day difference. But anyway, I would love to put mid controls on something like this. Fun bikes though, super fun bikes. I don't know what the price point is on these. That's the only thing that gets me back with all the used. With buying these brand new is, I don't know if I could go for something like this at a brand new price when there's a lot more bike you can get out there. But anyway, I imagine this would be right there with, you know, if you're considering a Sportster 1200 or something along those lines, you might check out the Scout Bobber, because it's got a cool retro style to it, super comfortable, and it's got all the new modern, you know, refined engineering on the engine, super smooth, responsive. It's a quick bike. See if we can slingshot it a little bit. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Leave a comment below. What do you think of the Indian Scout Bobber? Have you ridden one? Is this something you would consider? I really do think for your kind of entry-level new rider who wants a cool looking, comfortable, powerful middleweight cruiser, this is a great option. I'm sure I'll have some people saying, dude, that's way too much power for a newbie, but I just recently heard from a girl who said she started out on a Yamaha Raider and she pulled it off just fine. And you know, the point she made is, if you're just respect the machine and know your limits, then you can pull it off. So I'm not saying I recommend the Yamaha Raider to everybody, but it is a, you know, an option. And of course, we're talking cruisers. If you're looking in the sport bikes, there's lots of good bikes you could start out with for the sport bike line. Now this is the bobber that has kind of like the solo setup seat and the chopped rear fender. You can drag that foot peg for sure. All in all, for the bike, feels pretty dang good. Turns are nice. You don't feel like you're fighting it at all. That's a cool, stylish bobber, man. I like it. Back when I was getting into riding, I liked the choppers, then I liked the bobbers, and at the time you could not get factory bobber. They weren't out there. You had to get like a Honda Shadow 600 that was all bobbed out. But you jump on this, and yeah, right from the factory, if that's what you want, you have it, and you can do some upgrades as well. So it's a pretty good option. You're gonna see how this thing handles on the freeway. Not too bad at all. You feel the wind a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Plenty of power, no doubt about that. I'm in yeah, cruising comfortably 80, 90 miles per hour. You got the 6-speed, so pretty solid performer on the freeway. See how it passes. There we go. No, not it. You guys are gonna have to speed up, man. Speed up, bro. I'd say the forward controls on this are not horrible, especially with the pullback bars. It's actually quite comfortable. I can imagine for a longer ride. I dig the mid controls more for the kind of handling. Like, you feel a little bit more in control on the bike, at least I do. But I will say the ergonomics on this are actually pretty comfortable. One thing I will say, I can imagine this seat after just a short ride, definitely not a comfortable seat. Alright guys, John's Moto Garage, leave a comment below. What do you think of the Indian Scout Bobber? Is this a bike that you would rock around on? Honestly, it's a fun bike and another great option out there. If you dig the style and the look and it kind of fits the need, then I can see this one being a fun one for sure. And as always, if you dig the content, feel free to like and subscribe. You can hit me on Instagram at John's Moto Garage. And shout out to those who support the channel through Patreon. Link below for that as well. And we'll catch you on the next one. Adios. Los vemos. Quick walk around on the bike here. I believe the 2020 Indian Scout Bobber.
Down to FTR, what's your fuel gauge at?
28.
Yeah, 20 would be better.
45.
Thank you. Good man. Did you eat yet?
No, I'm not.
Go do that right now.
It's not right.
It's that. Yeah.